you have seen the most how to handle pop-ups. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, but it was breaking a bit. I'm not sure, there could be some problem with the signal, but yeah, maybe you can go
It
ahead.
was showing that some audio connection problems.
Yeah, it's still there actually. Yeah.
Okay, in the last class, we have seen the pop-up, how to handle pop-ups, and how to handle windows, multiple windows, scenarios like how to handle multiple windows, how to handle clicking on all the links of a page or all the buttons of a page.
Yeah.
So all such scenarios we have seen in the last class, and we have also seen how to execute test cases in other browser using other browser. After that, I've shown you the things about actions class. How do we use actions class? How to mouse over onto elements with using actions
Yeah,
class.
drag and drop. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have seen drag and dropping, dragging to the x-axis and y-axis for certain pixels. So all those scenarios we've seen in the same dragging scenario. I've told you if you have any object to slide, you can also slide onto any element using the drag and drop by method. I have a test case which I can show you how to slide. See, in this test case, I'm using sliding. I'm moving 50 pixel on the x-axis and y-axis is 0 because it's a horizontal slider. I will show you. It is in this website. See, this is a price range. This is a slider.
I couldn't hear you in between.
Yeah, I was not speaking in between.
Okay, because I just got the message audio connection is restored. So I was like,
Okay.
maybe you were talking something.
All right. I was just opening this site for you and to show what's there, what are the different things that you can see. So there's a slider in this page. Based on the slider amount, the addresses and all will be shown.
Okay.
So based on the range, whatever you select, they will be shown and you can view them. So if I want to select the slider, then I have to use things like this. I can use drag and drop by similar to drag, how I drag an element in the x-axis and y-axis. Here I put the x-axis as 50 pixels or whatever number of pixels I want. Y-axis I will be putting it as 60 because there is no y-axis, only x-axis we have. Because it's a horizontal. If the slider is a vertical slider, then x will be 0, y will be the pixel that you want to move. So I'm moving here, I'm moving it at 50 pixel. Here, just check how much it will move, and based on that you can adjust. Right?
Okay.
So let me run this program. Everything else is same. So we will just move to this page and I'll just slide this. That's it. See, it is come to this page. Once the page will be loaded, okay, you have to see the slider.
Yeah.
The 50 pixels move. So this is how I will make the slider move. And now it will close. Fine. So if you have any objects like that, you can use them and handle them by using drag and drop by, similar to moving an object in x-axis and y-axis, where you can just give, based on the vertical or horizontal slider, you can give one axis as 0. Fine. So that's about on the scenario, and then let's look at I have to show you database, right? How to handle database. And what else? Database and grid we have to look at. I'll show you database now. Grid I'll show you tomorrow. Apart from database and grid, do you think anything else is left in our syllabus? I think we've covered almost all the things.
Almost, yeah.
And I don't remember the thing. Just refer in case. Just be sure by tomorrow if there is anything left over. I'll also go through that whatever I've shared. In case that I missed on anything, then I'll put up all that tomorrow.
Okay. And this multiple data Excel is nothing but the Excel sheet which we looked at, right?
Yeah. I was using multiple data on that Excel. Multiple data Excel and data driven, both are almost same. Only thing that in data driven I was using only one row. In multiple data I was using more than one rows.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll show you, but I'll show you how to access the database, how to connect to a database, and how to get the data. However, when speaking about database testing, Selenium is not actually built for database testing. Selenium is a tool which is mostly used, which is actually built for UI testing, user interface testing. So on your whatever web page it could be, if there is anything to be tested as per the user interface, only that thing you can test through Selenium. If you have to test anything from on the backend side, background or backend side, that you cannot test using Selenium. However, because you are using Java, through Java features you can use database testing. So we will be plainly using Java code and Java features for database testing, not the Selenium features that we will be using for database testing. So there is no inbuilt mechanism in Selenium for database testing that is built. You understand it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will just show you how to do that. And before that, for this we actually need any database to be installed in our system.
Okay.
So I have installed MySQL in my system. There is a open source database called MySQL. You have it here? MySQL?
I think I don't have MySQL. I just have, yeah.
Just say download MySQL. The first link will take you to the main web page. Just go to second link. Here we will have the downloadable form of MySQL. second link. In the second link, you can see MySQL installer for Windows.
Okay.
Just see this. Install for MSI. Don't go to the zip archive. Okay.
Okay.
Just use the downloader version or MSI installer. Using MSI installer, download it. And while installing,
Okay.
sorry, while you will be installing, it will ask for a user ID and password. You're able to hear me?
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of connection issue today. I'm not sure if it is my end or
I don't
because
see
it's
any
breaking in
from
between.
my side.
Yeah, it could be my connection. So maybe I'll just log out once and then log in. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because I feel my connection could be missed.
All right.
Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah. Hello?
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 Hello? Yeah, are you
Yeah.
able to hear me now? Oh, I
I
just
think it's
muted.
still there. I mean, I can hear you, but yeah.
Okay, still the disturbance you were able to.
It's there in between, yeah.
All right. I think it's like too much of broadband connection traffic.
Could be.
All right. If you were able to not able to understand anything in between, just ask me again. I'll clarify on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just go to this MSI installer and download it, and while you will get a .exe file which will download the MySQL. And once you install once you click on the exe file, you will be able to install the MySQL. While installing the MySQL, it will ask for a password. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
By default, the user ID is root ROOT.
Okay.
Okay. But it will ask for a password.
Mm-hmm.
The user ID will be root. It will ask for the password for the root.
Okay.
Okay. And the password and its reconfirmation will be asked in two different text boxes. You just have to enter the two text boxes and please remember that password. Otherwise, it will be, which means you
Yeah,
will
I'll
not be able
remember
to
it.
enter into that. One more thing is that don't change any default settings when you will be installing it. Okay, it will take a default port for MySQL to run.
Okay.
Okay. So don't change the default port also. All right. So once you download and install it, you will see in your all programs like this. MySQL, and inside that MySQL, like this all. Okay, when you will be installing the first page, in the first page when you're starting to install, it will ask what all things you want to install. Just click
Okay.
just tick all the things,
Everything. Okay.
everything. Okay, because if you install everything, then whatever, if you want to switch to some other language going forward afterwards, you can do that also. For now, we will use only this MySQL Server 5.6.
Okay.
Okay.
And did you say the password? Because I'm not sure if I could hear it.
Yeah, the user ID would be
Is
root, and the
root?
password you have to enter twice, I told.
Oh, root. Oh, password only. So it's password twice.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can give any password. That's your choice. But the
Okay.
password has to be remembered or written somewhere so that you can remember it.
Okay.
Without using that password, you will not be able to enter into the to do anything into the database, though you install it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, once you install, you have to go to this. You'll be able to see the program in all programs MySQL, and we will be using MySQL from MySQL Server 5.6 is the thing that we will actually concentrate on and we will work on. Just click on that.
Okay.
Here you will be able to see command line client, Unicode command line client shell. Go to command line Unicode. It will directly ask me for password. So once I enter the password, it will allow me to get into that.
Okay.
See, if you download MySQL, it will appear like this. MySQL 5. Like this. I think this is after installation. No. I think this is after installation that it will look like this. Then once again, I have one link from where you can even one second. Just be there. Okay. Alright, once you download it and you get into MySQL server command line client, it will appear like this. And here, when you this is a direct interface with the database like this. How to know what is inside the database? Just say show databases. Semicolon.
Yeah, it's a typo. Base.
Oh. So all these are the databases inside the MySQL as of now. Okay, I want to use the database called test. Okay, I'll go to just say change. What was it? Use. So use test. Now we will be inside this test database. When I say use test, it will get into the database directly. Okay. So now I'm into test database, and whenever you are installing MySQL directly for the first time, you will not have any database or any tables in the database.
Yeah.
You will not have any tables in the database. Everything will be blank. So when you say again show tables, these two tables I have created. If you type show tables, it will not show anything to you.
Yeah, because they are not. Yeah.
Yeah, you have not created anything. That's the first time that you. But if it is Oracle database, then it will have 5 to 10 tables by default. So to test a database, you will need some data at least, and you need to create some tables. So what you should do is, I have this website where I have all the code ready for me to create a table and insert the values which are similar, 99% similar to the Oracle database tables.
Okay.
There are two tables of the Oracle database, DBT and EMP tables, and this web page has all the data of those two tables. Exactly identical data. So I use this database, or I use this link, and then through this link I will create the table. You just have to do one thing. Just copy and paste it.
Copy the procedure. Yeah.
Copy that code and just paste it here and press enter. I'll not press enter because I already have the table.
So all this we just need to do in the command prompt only.
Yeah, in the command prompt of the MySQL.
Okay.
We entered through MySQL, right? We got into
Yes.
then we got into MySQL. In MySQL, we have got into MySQL server. In the MySQL server, command line client Unicode. Okay, in the command line Unicode, you have to do this.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not creating it. I'm making it go error because I don't want to create. I already have the table. Even if I do it, it says already table already exists with this name. Okay. So this is how you create it, and this is the other code to create a DEPT table. This is the code to create an EMP table. EMP table with EMP number, e-name, employee name, all that. This is the DPT, department table, to have department number, department name, and location. So to insert the values into these two tables, I have put the number of commands with all the values that you can insert into the database. Okay. Similarly into the DPT table also. Okay. Here I am believing that you have the basic SQL knowledge. You have, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, because no, I just want to check because
Yeah, I know this is a
SQL
procedure. If you just run it, yeah.
Okay, so this is how I insert the data into the data table, into the tables. After that, using Selenium program or the core basic Java program of Selenium, I will retrieve the data, I will amend the data or insert the data into these tables.
Okay.
So how do I do that is what we will look at now. So this is the program I have. I am not making it as a separate test case. I am writing it in a normal format with public static void main as a Java program. What we need for this is you can just observe that we don't have anything related to Selenium code here. Import Java, import Java, import Java, import Java. All Java related files only. Okay, Java SQL driver manager, Java SQL result set, Java SQL exception, Java SQL dot start. And moreover, the most important thing for this is whenever you want to use database and you want to query database or you want to use database and you want to use MySQL database, then you have a jar file to be separately downloaded and used. This MySQL connector .java, this jar file is compulsorily needed. So only if you have this jar file, then you will be able to run the queries, whatever it is.
Okay. And how do we add that library?
You can download the same from Indian repository, the way that we used to do.
Yeah.
Or through Google also you can do it.
Okay.
See MySQL connector. In the search for it, you will be finding MySQL Java connector. Just download it, the binary form, and the jar file just add it to build path, configure build path into the project. Okay. So MySQL connector Java is compulsorily required.
Okay.
Okay, once you configure that thing, then just use this program. Here in this program, I am using, this is something called a connection string. I will need a driver, I will need a connection string. This is the connection string. This URL and this driver both together form the connection string. Okay. So what I am doing here is, first I am assigning Java SQL connection, this Java SQL connection to the package of Java. In the project of Java, I have a package SQL. In that, I have a class called connection, whose object I am creating as CONN connection. Okay. And I am creating the connection is equal to null as of now. In the starting, I am creating connection is equal to null because I am not connecting anything as of now. Once I declare everything, I will connect it. So I am declaring it as null for now. After that, I'm declaring the path through which my JDBC has to connect. This is how I should be connecting. This is a connection string together with the driver. So you can remember this as a connection string. For each and every database, you will have a separate connection string. So if it is Oracle database, you will have a different connection string. If it is SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, then you will have a different connection string. That will be given in companies by the administrators to us. Okay. So for MySQL, this is a connection string that is known for us, and this is the port that will by default when you be installing that database will take, MySQL database will take. That's why I was saying don't change any default settings.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the connection string. So all separate strings and user ID passwords. I am declaring them into string variables separately, so that my one sentence does not go as very big. Okay. One command should not go very big. All these commands of all these strings, whatever I am declaring here, I am using in the connection here. So I don't want to make this line so big that I will not be able to see it. I want it to be easy. So I am declaring all the connection string. I am declaring it as URL, the database name, whatever I want to use. Test is my database, right? That I was using. So I'm declaring the database name test. Then driver name I am declaring it as com.mysql.jdbc.driver. This is the driver that we will be using.
Is it a default one or we have given it?
For MySQL, this is the default one. Even if you change a single letter also, it will not accept.
Okay.
Exactly. Wherever small letters are there, wherever capital letters are there, exactly you have to give.
Okay.
Because this problem was, one of my students has come across this problem. In this driver, you are able to see capital D, right? He gave it as a small d and he was trying for such a long time. I have also taken at least 1 hour to figure out. He didn't give me the total code. He was just saying my program is not running. That's it. I had to figure out. I had to go through the program for a whole hour, and then I figured out that it's the problem. So driver name as it is. Whatever is there, I have to give it. For MySQL, this is the driver. Okay. So this driver we have to use. Root name is you have to just connect with root name root. Okay. The username root and the password whatever you give. All right. I am using a try block here, try catch block, so that I can handle any exceptions. So I'm saying class for name driver dot new instance, which means for this driver create me a new instance. Okay, whatever driver I have given, the JDBC driver. Okay, create a new instance of this driver, and I am saying previously I have given connection is equal to null. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a new connection here. I'm saying connection is equal to driver manager dot get connection. So the driver manager will take hold of the driver, and through the driver manager we will be getting connected to the database. How do we get connected using the get connection method? Driver manager will drive the driver, and in the driver manager class I have a get connection method using which I will be getting connected to the database. All these things I am assigning to the connection CONN. So once it does all these things, it means that we got connected using CONN variable. Confusing?
No, got it.
So driver manager will drive the driver. Then using the driver manager class, we have the method called getConnection, through which we will connect to the connection string using the username and password. And all this is, we are getting connected. So this is a connection for us now. All this on the right hand side is a connection which I am equating to CONN variable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in Java, if you have to use a database for making any query, then you have to create a statement. There is something called a statement which you have to create to query any database.
Mm-hmm.
You have to create a statement.
Okay.
So I'll create a statement. Statement stmt is equal to connection dot create statement, which will create a statement for me. Okay. Then once I create the statement, I will say whatever you want to give will be on the left hand side. My concern is how to execute a query. I'll just give stmt dot execute query, and inside the parenthesis within double quotes I'll give whatever query I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So statement dot execute query is the proper format of executing any query through the Java connection. So to execute a query, I will need a statement. To create a statement, I will need a connection.
Mm-hmm.
And connection, how do we create? Through driver manager, like that. When you go reverse, it is like that.
Okay.
So I created driver, new instance of the driver. Then I use a driver manager and get connection method to connect to the connection string using username and password. All that I assign to connection CONN variable. Using the CONN variable again, I am creating a statement, because without a statement I cannot execute any query. So I'm creating a statement, and I'm saying statement dot execute query. And here I'm using something called result set. What is the result set? Let's say if I'm not using result set, will come into picture only when you use select statement. Only when you use select query, you will need a result set. Otherwise, you will not need result set.
Mm-hmm.
Only when you use select statement, you will need result set. Otherwise, you can just say statement dot execute query, and inside, if you want to insert any data, update any data, delete any data into the table, into the table that you want to, you can directly give that insert, update, delete. Only when you select the data, you will need the result set for it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why is, let's say, if I update any data, am I copying the data and putting it somewhere?
No, it just update where, I mean, in the same.
Yeah, we are just updating in the back end. Through the front end, we are updating the back end.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm selecting some data, I will need some temporary memory buffer where I can store it. For me to print on the screen.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this result set is the temporary buffer where I have to put it. So I'll say statement dot execute query, and whenever there is a select statement, I will equate it to a variable of the result set class.
Okay.
So in the result set, we will have all the data of the select query. Okay. So and result set is like a text file. Okay. Any result set is like a text file, normal text file. However, we will have sequential. Result set is like a text file. Fine.
Yeah.
So to get the data from the result set, if you remember in QTP, to get the data from a text file, to read the data from a text file, or to print the data in the text file, we used to use while end of file. What is this?
To see what's the
while the object dot end of file not equal to true, we used to use.
Yeah.
While the object dot end of file not equal to true, we used to take it. Here what I am saying, while result set dot next, which means if there is a next item in the result set or if there is a next line in the result set, then do this thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
What do I want to do? Just print out the result set dot get string of 1. Get string of 1 is second, print the second column for me. Whatever you give in the get string, it is a column value.
Mm-hmm.
So it will get me the second column value. If you give get string of 0, then that is first value. Okay, let me, here I am selecting EMP values, right? All values of EMP.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get it. Select start from EMP. Okay. So EMP, e-name, job, manager, hire data, salary, commission, department number. I think this one is for the first column only. Okay, let me run it then. Here I'm trying to get the data of first column, second column, and third column through this print statements. Okay, it will automatically get into the next. It automatically get into the next line. Once it goes to first line, then it goes to the second line.
Yeah.
If you don't give any while statement and the rs.next, it will only print the first row values.
Yeah.
First row, only first row of the entire column. If you give a while, it will print all the rows of that column.
Yeah.
Here I am saying get string of 1, which means in the first column, whatever values are there for this result set, it will print it for me. Okay, let me just execute it and you will understand.
So for this, we should know how many columns are there in the table.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, if you want all the columns to be printed. Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, you can use any, what do you call it? You can use for loop or no for loop. In while loop only, you can, before while loop, you can instantiate any variables, and that variable you can
Count for columns.
pass on to here as I or J or like that, which you can iterate.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just look at and come back to you if I have any option like that. I think I can use for loop also. For which method I have to use for loop, I just have to state it. Okay, if you want to print all the columns, all the values of all the columns, then you will definitely have an option. Right now I'm using the option which it will print column by column.
Okay.
Alright. So if you are updating or deleting or inserting anything, then you will not require this thing. You just have to say execute query, and inside the execute query you will give that updating or deleting or inserting statement, which will directly get you that, which will execute that and get you the things. You have, if you want to verify that thing, then you have to go to the background and verify whether it is updated or deleted, or you still have to use a select query whether it is updated or deleted or not.
Okay.
So through column wise, I am using like this. See here, it has printed me on the values of the columns, first 3 columns. 7369 Smith and clerk. 7369 Smith is the clerk. Then 7499 Alan salesman. 7499 Alan salesman. So for all the values of the column, last one is 7934 Miller clerk. 7934 Miller clerk.
Yeah.
If you want to print them in the same line, and after that, after each row, if you want to give, if you want to print the next row in the next column, then you can format it as you want it. If you want to format it, you can just say system.out.print and then you can give it.
Okay.
So I'll give it like this. Then if I run it, hello.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Okay, formatting part you can take a look at. I'm unable to exactly give it back to you. I just wanted to print it in the same line. I just have to relook at it. However,
Okay.
so this is how you will extract data from a database. That's what I wanted to just tell you. Oh, though I'm giving data of different columns, also it's printing like this. It's after two things,
Yeah,
it's
two
not
things. Yeah.
taking the same line. I just wanted to print everything in one line, so I was experimenting. It's not printing whatever you do, like that. Okay, just this is how we usually do the database testing. However, in most of the companies, database testing will be handled by a separate testing team. There will be teams for database testing. I just want to make you acquainted with things, how we do a database testing, the basics, using MySQL in Selenium. Okay. So this is this is about database testing, and tomorrow let's look at grid, how to use Selenium grid. It's like more of it is configurations, how to configure all the things.
Just display, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So and you can use the same test, or you can test, or you can run more than one test cases in different browsers in the same system or in different systems. So in different systems it is not possible for us because we are not in a network of company systems or a main system from where we can run a project. We will use our own system and we will test how to do that. Fine. I'll just send you this program. Then the sliding program also I'll send you. Just have a look and just go through the contents. If you have missed any, just ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, then let's meet tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah.
Fine.
Fine. True.
Thank you.
Thank you.